Jumper Down by Don Shea. From Flash Fiction Forward, 80 Very Short Stories, edited by James Thomas and Robert Shepard. Henry was our jumper-up expert. Had been for years. When the jumper was up, by which I mean when he or she was still on the building ledge or the bridge, Henry was superb at talking them down. Of all the paramedics I worked with, he had the touch. When the call came in, "Jumper up," Henry always went, if he was working that shift. When the call was, "Jumper down," it didn't matter much which of us went. We were all equally capable of attending to the mess on the ground, or fishing some dude out of the water. The university hospital we worked out of got more than its share of jumpers of both varieties, because of its proximity to the major bridges, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Williamsburg. Over the years, dealing with jumpers and the other deranged human flotsam job through his way, Henry got a tad crusty. You might even say burned out, although he was still pretty effective with the jumper-ups. He always considered them a personal challenge. Henry was retiring. On his last shift, we threw him a little party in the lounge 2 doors down from the ER. Even brought some liquor in for the off-duty guys, although it was against the rules. Everyone was telling their favorite jumper stories for Henry's benefit. He'd heard them all before, but that didn't matter. Big John told the story of the window cleaner who took a dive 4 stories off his scaffolding. They got him in the bus, started a couple of IV lines, and John radioed ahead to the ER. "Bringing in the jumper down." Now this guy was in sad shape. 2 broken legs, femur poking through the skin, but he sits right up and says with great indignation, "I did not jump, god damn it, I fell." Just as Big John finished the story, a call came in. "Jumper up on the Brooklyn Bridge." Everyone agreed it was meant to be. It was Henry's last jumper, and I went along since it was my shift too. The pillar on the Manhattan side of the Brooklyn Bridge is over water. Our jumper-up had climbed the pillar on the Brooklyn side, which is over land. By the time we got there, the police had a couple of spotlights on him, and we could see him clearly, sitting on a beam about 100 feet up, looking pretty relaxed. Henry took a megaphone and was preparing to climb up after him when the guy jumped. It looked like a circus act, no exaggeration. 2 half-gainers and a backflip. Every second of it caught in the spotlights. The guy hit the ground about 30 yards from where we were standing. Henry and I were over there on the run, although it was obvious he was beyond help. He was dead, but he hadn't died yet. His eyes were open, and he looked somewhat surprised by what he had done to himself. Henry leaned in close and bellowed in his ear, "I know you can hear me, 'cause hearing's the last thing to go. I just gotta tell you, I wanted you to know, that jump was fucking magnificent." At first I considered Henry's parting shot pretty insensitive. Then I thought about it some. I mean, it was clearly not the occasion to admonish the jumper, who had obviously suffered enough defeats and rejections in his life. Why should he spend his last few seconds on this earth hearing how he blew it once again? Seems to me if I was a jumper on the way out, right out there on the ragged edge of the big mystery, I might indeed, upon my exit, find some last modicum of comfort in Henry's words. Human words of recognition and congratulation.